I find a need in emerging leaders and in people that have been in leadership to figure out how to move past ceilings they hit or walls they hit. They run into them and they don't know where to go. They don't know that they need some soft skills. They don't know that they need to internalize some soft skills. They don't know that they necessarily have a way forward or way through the forest, if you would. And so they either get discouraged or disappointed or have a negative experience because they're just pulling out of their life what they know, what they've done, what they've seen. And so they'll quit leadership or they'll bail because they just can't seem to move an organization or a group of people or individuals forward. Flywheel came out of that realization. As we were building a company and multiple companies, we needed leaders. And we knew that if we just moved people into management positions and leadership positions without supporting them, without giving them some coaching and some even direction or skills, that they were going to potentially fail or hit ceilings. Because a lot of people are very good at the hard skills. That's how they got into the role. They're a great carpenter, they're a great educator, they're a great engineer, they're a great salesperson. And so people promote them into leadership, but then don't know what to give them other than here's some policies, here's some rules, now make stuff happen. And often that's when leaders fail. They maybe haven't been able to actively listen well or create clarity or convey clarity. They might not know how to make timely and informed decisions. So they get influence, they get impact, but they really don't effectively move an organization forward. And so soft skills, which is what is at the core of Flywheel, if we can internalize those, we become way more effective leaders. So our influence is healthy rather than unhealthy. Merry-go-round sits in the park and, usually have a couple of kids on it, 3 or 4, and then you have 1 or 2 that are pulling it and, and they're trying to get it going and they build up enough speed until it takes off and they let go when it's going. And really that's what a flywheel is. And so we adopted that metaphor for leadership development because it really describes it. In this time that we will process together these sessions, we will do heavy lifting, we will do heavy pulling. But if we do, and each individual that does, they're going to find it will build energy and will store energy and internalize within them a lot of these skills so that it'll take off and it will create its own momentum in your life and it'll be part of your leadership. You won't have to be thinking as deeply about it. It'll become part of you rather than something that's like an add-on. And so the journey of Flywheel is to get it in us so that it's part of who we are. It's part of a way of being in leadership. I mean, to really step into Flywheel, you want to be in a place in your life where you value growth. Not everybody values growth at every point in their life. Sometimes we're like, I don't need any more work right now. I'm done. But I think valuing growth is critical to this process because we're going to lead you into your own journey. And yet, I find as people actually enter the process and they find out how personal it is and how impactful it is, not only on their work life, but their outside life, their real life, their full life, they begin to sort of awaken because they realize this connects to things that matter to them in the real life. I had one guy who said to me, Todd, I've been a salesman, I've been a national director of a company. I have never seen stuff like this. He said, this stuff changed my marriage, changed my family life, helped me at work. Boy, did it help me at home. And I think when it hits the things that matter most to us, we pay attention, we awaken. Flywheel will kickstart a journey of growth and development that will transform your organization into a high-performance culture ready to make a lasting impact. This process will teach you to lead with authenticity and help you transform challenges into opportunities for growth in your organization, on your team, and in your life. Not only will Flywheel help you master the soft skills required to excel wherever you are, it will give you the confidence to lead authentically from a place of self-awareness, empathy, and impact. There are a few rules of engagement that are critical for you to get the most out of Flywheel. First things first, participation. Leadership isn't a spectator sport. Your participation is imperative to get your flywheel going. Listening to hear and not speak or rebut helps create a better learning environment for everyone. Don't confuse judgments with feelings. We may think we're sharing our feelings, but we are often sharing our judgments. So saying you're being selfish is a judgment. Saying I'm feeling overlooked or forgotten, well, that is sharing a feeling. Speaking in I statements when expressing thoughts and feelings or perspectives, rather than making general or accusatory statements, creates a more positive and productive group dynamic. So instead of saying, "You always interrupt me," an I statement would say, "I feel frustrated when I'm interrupted." That creates space for conversation. Last of all, and probably most important, is enjoy it. It will be intense at times. It will require courage and vulnerability, but it will be transformative to your leadership if you embrace the process. My wish for you in this process is that it would help you to embrace the challenge of leadership so that you can grow your impact in your work and in your life.